Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, across the country, around the world. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. So, we've got some stuff kind of lined up. I've actually got I've showed the SCANSat for Kerbin, I mean. I've got one scanning the moon, and I've got one on the way to Minmus. So I've got a few missions for those. I want to build a station around Kerbin, and a station around the moon, but to do that I really need to get more science and more parts. I have 344, but I need more. If we go to the research and development, so I'm gonna want some better things for the space station itself. A lot of these parts, largely the mobile processing lab, but if I get those now, that's great. Can't really do anything with them. In order to get to the point where I have enough science to comfortably do these, I actually spend a little science to get some of these guys. The mainsail, and the twin bore. So the plan, you are other fuel things, that's nice, I don't want that. Other tank variations, which I don't need at the moment, and docking port. We want the docking port, but that's not yet. That's next. What we need right now is the skipper. I'm sorry, the mainsail. The skipper is not that big a deal. The skipper is, or the mainsail is the really powerful guy, and then the twin bore is also really powerful. Yeah, twin bore is beautiful. So we have to get these guys. So we could choose one more. I think. Ooh. Oh, orbital maneuvering, right. Other fuel tanks, I don't feel a strong need for these. Oh, external fuel duct. Okay, that sold it. The external fuel duct is a bit of a game changer. It's kind of a huge deal, actually. So, anyway, we want to build an orbital station, but I need to get more science to resource more other parts, even though I just spent that money on engine parts. But it's all, we need those engine parts either way. We need them now to do what I want to do. We're doing a SCANSat, we're doing a scan. We're going to do that as we build the station, so that'll take care of itself. That will do as well. That's scanning, well, that's on its way to the scan. I have a timer for that with the Kerbal alarm clock. Actually, what we're going to do is the moon landing. So I was actually trying to send something up just a moment ago, and it wasn't going to work because it just wasn't powerful enough. I was trying to send this guy. Come on, as soon as it populates. Here we go. There. So that big mushroomy thing here, let's just, well, you can see it there. It's a command capsule, a bunch of parachutes, some science, and a big wide base for landing. It's overkill, the lander is, but to get it into orbit, this down here is not cutting it. Even adding things to increase the thrust to weight, it's not enough delta V. So goodbye to all of that. But we did just research, wow, a whole bunch of things. So we're gonna get a big orange tank, and below that I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with a twin bore. Now, who's more efficient in space? Vacuum is 2,000, and a no. I mean, obviously a what's it called? Do I not have that one yet? Oh, there it is. The Poodle is very efficient in space. Sorry, you can't see it. But the mainsail. Oh, mainsail is not as efficient. Okay, so the twin bore is. Wait, hold on. Go move. That for a moment. So ASL 1379, ASL 1866. Well, okay, that sells it for me. So there we have a ridiculous thrust to weight ratio with just that guy, and a lot of atmospheric delta V. So this, okay, that plus this guy is fuel. That right there should be plenty to get this all into orbit with this one lower stage. And if that's the case, I am going to... come on. Clicky. There we go. I am going to give it some command and control. Boop. So that little guy is just kind of wedged in there. It looks a little precarious, and it is. In theory, you could auto-strut it, but we are also going to use struts, because why not? Let's go ahead and get 4 there, 2 there, and there. That'll make it one solid piece. That's awesome. So that should get this guy into space. It should get into orbit handily. Yeah, with nearly 4,000 delta V, even at... Yeah. This will be just fine. We don't need the fuel duct, and we don't really need anything else. This should be just fine to get us up there. Money's not really that big an issue. Really, what we want to go and do is land somewhere and get some science. Because science is king. We don't need that many. Oop, wrong way. There we go. Just 2. Boop. And I like doing it, quote, correct, real world, where you engage and then release the launch clamps. So, that should be good to get us into orbit. Yes, amazing thrust weight ratio. We can back... Yeah. This will be beautiful. Okay, this is actually going to be the Mark II, because the Mark I... The Mark I was a failure. Save. And launch. So we'll get this bad boy up into orbit. And on its way. And we'll land on the moon and do some valuable science. Fortunately, we can do EVAs, we can take surface samples, and we can even plant flags, which is awesome. And with a biome scan of the moon, which should probably be nearly complete by the time we get there. Let's check the little one. Okay, so you're showing Kerbin. That's nice. I want Kerbin. How do you change? Okay, not the little one. We need the big one then. Celestial body. Yeah, the moon. There we go. And it's reloading here. So yeah, as you can see, it's already scanned. Okay, some of the moon. Oh, wrong button. Shrink? Shrinky. It'll load faster. Oh, not really. Sorry. Waste of time. So yeah, we can see it's already scanned some of the moon, and it's only been up there for a couple hours. So it'll scan more of the moon, and we'll have ideas of what is where to land, poles, all those things. But in the meantime, we'll get this guy up and going. T for, yes, we can leave. Yeah, we can leave this at half throttle, and it should 1.0. Maybe we'll bump it up to about 2/3 just to give us some extra kick. All right, cross your fingers. Here we go, and release. Yes. Oh, I do enjoy the twin bore. It's so powerful, and it is an engine and has fuel. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yeah, this is much better than the trying to launch with those little bitty dinky things. Not with this size of payload that's up in here. Nope, wasn't gonna happen. Alright, there's 100. Start pitching over. Of course, with a big bulbous head like this, we need to be careful to stay within prograde. Or at least more or less within prograde. And now, like Scott Manley says, thanks to the magic of video editing, we can now skip through this at 8x acceleration, because otherwise, why? We've all seen this before. Normal ascent. This was a little... Actually, this one wasn't too bad. Yeah, the twin bore is nicely powerful, so everything worked out pretty well, and it just didn't have quite enough delta V to get into orbit, but so we had to burn a little with this. This ended up being much closer overall, and that guy had a weird wobble too. I don't know what that was all about. So I let MechJeb generate an encounter, and then I fine-tuned it to be what I wanted it to be. And away we go, and letting MechJeb do all the burns. I'm gotten to the point, I think, for this playthrough that, yeah, we're going to let MechJeb do a lot. And there it is again, that weird wobble. I don't know what that was about. Yep, and then let it circularize. Once we get in there, oop, boop, 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 boop. Yeah, open the solar panels. It was interesting to watch the signal bounce around and see all the satellites There we are, in orbit around the moon. No, yeah, science kind of tried to do its own thing, went a little bit crazy, but it wasn't necessary. And I think, yeah, here's the deorbit burn, which actually is very shallow, and I'll leave it back to past me. Alright, so we've done our deorbit burn, even though it thinks our periapsis is still technically above. But let's get surface info so we get altitude. But we are going to land ourselves over this crater here. I'm not sure which one it is. We're going to land there, though. Let's go ahead and time warp just a little bit. Oop. Oh, or just a little bit more. Oh, I love the signals bouncing. That's cool. Eek. Whoa, are we gonna... Oh, wow, we're 2 kilometers up. So we're just skimming the surface here. And moving fairly fast. I think we'll clear this ridge. I hope we'll clear this ridge. I'm worried we might not. It's gonna be really close. And I might have underestimated my fuel requirements, although I've got so much thrust to weight, I could have these tanks empty and just fire the center engine, and should still be able to land and be okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna, like I said, just skim by this ridge. Oh, I wish it would get out of orbital mode. The camera is kind of annoying. There's the surface right down there. And there's that ridge. Ugh. Oh my. Oh. 800, 700, 600, 500, 400, 300, 100. Oh my god. It got down to 170 something meters at the lowest. That's just 190, 80. Oh my god. We were at 70 meters off the deck. That's just a little bit insane. Sorry, that was really high pitch. I apologize for that. Alright, so we are now over this crater here. This is a very low. There we go. Thank you. It's a very low orbital path, and I do apologize for it. We're going to have to switch over to the other engine very soon, because these guys are almost dry, but that's okay. Honestly, they're there largely as outriggers for stability. So those guys are dead. So we burn that one. And we'll slow down. Slowly, yes, slowly. But still, we have very high thrust-to-weight ratio. Even with just a Terrier. We should be able to land on just this one. This was an overly large build. But it'll be nice and stable. And easy to maneuver. Oop, oop, oop. Okay, we got going really slow. Slower than I really want to do. But it's okay, we're still going to land just within this crater here. And we'll slowly fall. This is just like, well, I mean, it's going to be the same type of maneuvering as you saw a few episodes ago when we landed a probe on the moon. Ground scatter, where is... There's my shadow. Woo! I want to just start slowing us down, though. Maybe a little more of a slow up than that. A lot more of a slow up than that. Okay, we can just let it drift down now. And just puff ourselves a little thrust so that we don't smack the surface. Go away. Go away. Okay, a little more burn. Sorry, focusing, concentrating, can't talk. Actually, this should work out. Close to correct. Hey, ooh, if it holds right there at a solid 4.3 the whole time, that's easy peasy lemon squeezy. 20 meters, 10 meters. Boop. So a little bouncy. We're on a slight slope, but that's okay. We have successfully landed a Kerbin on the moon. That's kind of awesome. So now that we're here, let's do all the science because we can. And it's going to be worth... should be worth a fair amount. Even a magnetometer is worth a lot. We'll take what we can right now. We're going to keep everything. We'll review it later. Yes. We'll keep everything. Ooh, 100. Yes. Temperature. Some things, like the magnetometer scan that's 100% transmittable, we might transmit that later just to say we transmitted it. Just to get whatever we can transmitted so that we don't lose it. Close the doors. Oop. Seismometer was nice. Toggle these sensors. There we go. And because we're going to send we're going to send Jeb out. Oh, these are the non-retractable ones. Right. Okay, well then, Jeb, you shall have to be very careful with all of your EVA endeavors. So we're going to quick save real quick in case things go horribly wrong when he exits the vehicle. EVA. Get EVA report, that's great. And a surface sample, even though he's not on the surface. Great, 120, that's beautiful. Just puffing him away as quick as we can there. Technically, I've got all the science I could just by stepping out, because it gave me all those things. But who wouldn't want to plant a flag on the moon, right? Plant a flag. First Kerbal on the moon. Jeb was here. Woohoo! Alright, and I know there's a key for it, but I forget what it is. But Shift G? Nope. Grab. Control G? Control Shift G. Oh, that's something else. I know there's a way to get rid of this and do panoramic stuff. Yay, yay. And moon contract complete. Awesome. So that puts us nicely. Yes, all the monies. Well, this will be a nice screenshot for my my episode tag. I'm just gonna give a moment here for this. Sorry. Look at Jeb. He looks super excited. All right, so that's done, and that's awesome. We can turn the science off now. Unfortunately, we don't need a ladder because the RCS works on the moon. You can actually, if you try hard enough and long enough, I think you can get a Kerbal into orbit on the moon. Definitely, I think at Minmus, yes. On the moon, I'm not so sure. But you can do some damage with just the RCS. Grab and board. Store all that stuff. Oh yeah, can I take a crew report? I don't think I did a crew report. Oh, never mind. Cancel. Let's have him real quick. EVA. So that we can take all the data right and store all the experiments. Right. Oh, right, because all the other experiments are inside there. Board. So here I did a crew report. Yes? Yeah, we've done one already. It'll be a duplicate. That's fine. Yeah. There we go. We have landed on the moon. Now it's time to get him home. So, we've got no information. Orbit, Delta V, and maneuver planner. We've got lots of Delta V. We've got plenty to get him home. I think. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I've been to the moon. But we're pretty good. Also, once we take off, we pop these guys, and we don't need them anymore. We don't need landing gear. We leave them behind. Bye! And we just have this, so that'll make things more efficient. So, we are going to burn, into orbit, and then retrograde to get home. So we're going to take off. We're going to go vertical for a while. T. And then we're going to burn 90 degrees? 270. 90, toward the 90 over here, I believe. Either way, we're going to get into orbit. So let's quick save real quick. And cross your fingers. T. We're going to give it full throttle right. So that's going to get us up a little bit, but not very far. So we'll go ahead and face to the west. Burn that way, and since we're burning and stabilized, again, we can ditch these guys. Yes, yes. Goodbye. Don't need them. Gives us an increased thrust to weight. We can kill that. Our apoapsis is decent. We're going to pitch over a little more, though. Get ourselves up into about a 10-kilometer apoapsis, and then we can circularize. The way this plays through with the... Actually, we're going for like 12-kilometer. With the SETI contracts that are unmanned first. Create the node. Yeah. Execute. That are unmanned first. It's telling me to go to the moon and do this first. If I were playing this through without that contract kind of guiding my way, and I'm going with it because it's nice to have guidelines. Guidelines are nice. If I didn't have that, I would have gone to Minmus first. Minmus is easier to land on. The gravity's lighter. Even though it's further away and it takes longer to get there, it's actually easier in a lot of ways because the gravity is so much less. And it doesn't take much more delta V than it does to get to the moon to get out to Minmus. Yeah. Oh, totally couldn't fly through that trench there. Oh well. And boop. Should be nicely orbital around 12 kilometers. There it is. 12 point. Wow. Yeah, we were within like 60 kilometers or 60 meters of perfectly circular. Alright, so we are back in orbit. And yes, I went in the direction I wanted to as well. I was unsure. And it's the same thing as we do when we had Val out here for her flyby. Actually, not there. We're going to do it about here, I think. Add maneuver. And we're going to burn prograde to this orbit, but it is, again, retrograde to the moon's orbit around Kerbin. It shouldn't take much. A few hundred. There's that. So we are then in an orbit around Kerbin again. But, let's see. There are ways to shrink this. We do it sooner. Oh, yeah. Nope. There it is. We'll do it sooner. I think that 5 there. That's about as low as it's going to get for that. And then a little more prograde saves us and gets us a lot lower over there. And we'll have plenty of delta V to circularize. Eek. That's a little low. Somewhere like that. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. And let's see. Is there any science to do here? I kind of doubt it, but it might be. We'll see if anything pops up. No? No science? Okay. That's just as well. Fewer things to worry about. So we'll let MechJeb do its magic. How are we doing for electricity? Food. Yeah, oxygen, water, and food are great. I did slap on the similar size life support container. So he's got plenty of stuff. The wastewater and wasted carbon dioxide are stacking up. I don't know what to do with those. Are they in here? They are. Can we... Oh, yeah, we could, like, stop loading it, but that's kind of cheaty. So that might build up a bit, and that's a little interesting / worrisome, something to consider for future things, to what to do with the waste product. Oh, I can't look at it, right? Oh, no, I can, sorry. It was here. Anyway, there we are, burning back toward Kerbin. And we still have... Yeah, I still have 5 days and some change till the SCANSat maneuver node out at Minmus is there. It's somewhere on its way out to Minmus. I figured this was a good time to do some stuff while that was on its way instead of waiting for it. I'm going to try to have a few flights going at a time, or 1 or 2, and we'll make use of the Kerbal alarm clock. Alright, so we are, again, on our return trajectory. What's our periapsis? 96. Good. We can go ahead and time warp. Can't warp faster. That's fine. Okay, then in that case, we'll again make use of a fun thing that's part of the Kerbal alarm clock. You can warp to a sphere of influence. Very useful utility mod. Very, very useful. Whoa, that's just way too much there. Alright, we'll do the path. Alright, come on. Come on. So at this point, we do have some delta V left. I don't know if it's going to be enough to close out our orbit, but we could... yeah, ooh, I cut this a little close. We could burn so that we both slow ourselves down and strike the atmosphere. That's an option. Okay, that's enough of that. But we'll keep the time warp going. And it should drop it down. There. Boom. Okay, so now we are there. So our periapsis is there. Let's see if we go and add something here. What's the most I can get out of this? I have 400. Nope. Okay, so I cannot come into a circular orbit of Kerbin. That's okay. There are things we can do out here even that can help us. Whoa. So if we say add a maneuver here, we can get the periapsis. We can retrograde ourselves down inside the atmosphere and do some aero braking. Whoop, there we go. So there. Ah, yes. The beauty of the trajectories mod shows you how much aero braking will affect you. I kind of want to lower it a lot, but not go in too steep. Yeah, we'll do something like that, and that will lower us, and then we'll come around again and do some air braking. Yes, 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 yes. I like this. Execute that maneuver, and that's 15. Pfft, that's like nothing. We can still do some further braking during our aero braking maneuver to slow ourselves down. Yay for all the mods. Oop. Yeah, still 5 days away, and this guy will be home in a few hours, so not worried. Not worried about that at all. I've done this a few times, or once or twice before, when I've brought, I think, Val back from the Moon or Minmus, and we've aero braked and just barely skimmed into the atmosphere. And without the trajectories mod, I didn't know what was going to happen, so it just shrunk in by a little bit, and a little bit, and a little bit. And what I thought would be like 2 aero braking passes ended up being like 6. It took 6 passes for it to actually come in to where she wasn't going to skip back out again. And the main concern with this, actually, is, honestly, no matter what you do, if you start skipping into the atmosphere, you will come home. The big question is the big question, I think, like what the worry was in the early astronaut days was how long life support was going to last. But we still have plenty of life support. Okay, so we're now goodbye Moon. We're now gonna drift into Kerbin. Whoa. And sadly, we're gonna lose all those things, aren't we? I don't want to drop really any further into the atmosphere, but let's see. I think if I burn actually where I'm pointing, it will both. It should keep the periapsis where it is, but slow my speed down. Whoa, let's turn that on. Yeesh, that was way too quick. Maybe not there. Maybe it's the other one. It's been a while since I've done this. Maybe it was this way. It was some combination of retrograde and one of the normals. There it is. That's more like it. Actually, you know what? I kind of like that. It looks like we're going to skip in and through, out once, and then come back in. We should be landing right off the coast by the Kerbal Space Center. That actually is kind of, I think it's kind of ideal. So we're going to quick save there. And at this point, because this service module is kind of useful, but not all that useful, and the solar panel is just going to get ripped off in the atmosphere anyway, we did just quick save. We're going to do it again. Yes. Bye-bye, service module. We're just going to put you butt first, retrograde, and pray it all goes well. Alright, so we're going to come down and hit the atmosphere. What are you? Are you my debris? You are my debris. Alright, but it knows we're going to exit the atmosphere, although this time might fluctuate a bit. That's part of, well, that's the better burn time, but I think it works in conjunction with the, what's it called? Ooh. Is that something on me? No, that was you. Right? Nothing here burnt. I can't tell. It's shrouded in flames. Anyway, the better burn time mod, plus I think the trajectories mod, they kind of work hand in hand. Because, yeah, this keeps shifting around a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. But we are going back up again. But it's still slowing us down the whole time. Yeah, oh, that changed a lot. Wow, okay. So, that happened. I thought we would... So we're going to maybe just barely skip out of the app? No, we're not. We're staying in the atmosphere the whole time. Okay. Well, still, we bled off a lot of speed that first pass, and then this will be a little slower. Our ablator is fine. We still have 3/4 of it. Wow, that's a lot, though. That's why you pack a heat shield, though, kids. All right, are we still physics? We are still physics warping. Oh, oops. Sometimes that'll shake things apart, but I guess that... Oh, I think that was one of the updates with the latest version. Some of the camera wobbles were toned down. Where does it say we're going to land? We're going to land in the middle of there. Okay. Pity, I prefer splashdowns, but okay. Don't need you, don't need you, don't need you, but I will take surface info, because that'll give me my true altitude. Okay, are we still? We are still physics warping, yeah. So we just kind of skipped through the atmosphere a little bit. And again, life support is just fine. Although our waste and stuff is getting high. Interesting. That didn't happen to what's her face, so I don't know what's going on with that. At least I don't think it happened to Val at the end of her mission. I didn't really check. I think eventually you'll fill it up and then it'll just start venting it out into space. Because who wants to bring that stuff back? It's garbage. Alright, so we're slowing down. We're gonna... Yeah, we're coming up on our landing spot. Somewhere, probably just over here, I think. Maybe these fields even. Slowing down at a good, quick pace. Ooh. Yeah, we are. Okay, good. So we're coming out of re-entry heating. Oh gosh, and we're still running it at physics warp. Oopsie. So there's about a kilometer difference. This is a bit of a hilly area. Ooh, hey. Oh, I'm like, why isn't it because I have my mouse over here. Doi. We got all the parachute overkill, so we should be just fine with this. But we're gonna wait until we're at about 5 kilometers up, because it just makes things go a little bit faster. .5, 6, 5.5, and 5 kilometers. We'll pop those parachutes. I do miss the real chute mod because I like the triple chutes. I just like the appearance of those chutes too. Yeah, at this point we can stop that. So good. Jeb is coming in nice and slow. And we should be just fine. I think once we hit 1,000 meters, so 1 kilometer, they should fully deploy. I like how, or it's interesting how, I think it's interesting how the radial chutes deploy fuller first, and the main top chute takes its time to spread. Yeah, we're going to land in some hills here, aren't we? There, watch. These guys will fill out first, breaking us a lot, and this takes a while longer to spread. Cool. Alright, let's physics warp and get you down, because why not? Is the sun rising, setting? Oh, clouds and shadows. Nice effects. Interesting how this is in sunlight, but these guys are shadowed, and he's kind of shadowed as well. Alright, come on. Get down there. Like I said, the parachutes were a bit overkill because I was nervous, but it really makes things take a bit longer to get down, which is a good thing, I suppose. Probably go with 2 radial chutes and be fine, but I like having extras. Oh, we almost landed on that ridge. Okay, and 50 kilometers-ish, so we'll let it cruise on down nice and gentle-like. Hopefully we don't slide down this hill and roll and roll and roll and bruise our ship, because that would kind of suck. Boop. Nope, we're good. We're down. Science? Any science? No, no science. Because this is probably somewhere I've been before. Never mind. Cancel. Cancel. Okay, no, it's sliding. I'm not a fan. Recover. We'll take him home and reap all the sweet, sweet science we got from our journey to the moon. So we've now visited one of the biomes of the moon, and there's about, what, 8 or 10 or 12 maybe? So in future, we will visit all of them, because each one will reap loads of science. Might even go back to that one once we get like Mystery Goo and some other sciencey things unlocked as well. Alright, so that gained us 426 science. From one biome on the moon. One biome! And Jeb is now... Oh, he's not at level 2 yet. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, and what is this? Congratulations, return from surface of the moon. And we completed that contract, etc., etc. But now we have lots more science, so we can get some other things to do other things. So one thing I know I need is this. Yes, I need the Clampatron docking port to start building up my space station. Because that's a necessity. Trust me, it is. So we're going to need this guy. And the other one is... No, not you. Here. Ah, there it is. The Mobile Processing Lab. We're going to want that. And we don't have quite enough. Otherwise, I would get this because it has the cupola module. We can send that up with a second module, though. Yeah. So we want to build a space station with a science lab in space. And let me see. How long do I have? I still have 4 days. I'll take care of this off camera. And then next episode, we'll start launching our space station. So that'll satisfy a few missions. Because there is... I have one for manned Kerbin orbital docking, as well as an orbital station around Kerbin. And I think there was one that was... No, I've both of those claimed. There was another one that was... SETI? Yeah, a Kerbin orbital station. I have to do the manned Kerbin orbital docking. So that's fine. That'll populate and we'll get it as well, because we are going to do a few bits and launch them up and dock in space as we start the initial stages of the Kerbin space station. Anyway, that's enough, I think, for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you hit subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, pass the word. I will catch you later.